minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9. Go SpaceX, go SphereX, go Punch.
SphereX and Punch on their way to map out our universe like never before and revolutionize space weather forecasting.
We are T plus 30 seconds into flight, and we are currently firing all 9 of those M1D engines. And after about 50 seconds, we'll begin throttling down those engines, which slow the vehicle down just slightly in order to prepare.
Power telemetry nominal.
In order to prepare for passing through max Q, and that is maximum aerodynamic pressure. That's the largest structural load that the vehicle will see during ascent, so slowing the vehicle down.
Vehicle supersonic.
Slowing the vehicle down will reduce some of the loads that it experiences through max Q. That's coming up here in a few seconds.
Max Q.
Right on time. And now we have a few events that are coming up in quick succession, so we want to lay them out for you really quick. It's going to start with main engine cutoff. That's MECO, and that's when SpaceX shuts down all of its 9 engines on its first stage, which we are getting a great view down the pipe right there. Shortly after that, Stage 1 and 2 will separate from each other, and then seconds later, the first stage will flip back towards Earth, while the second stage will continue on, igniting its MVAC engine. Now that call out is Second Engine Start 1, or SE1, and this burn will last about 6 minutes. After that, the boost back burn on the first stage to put it back on a trajectory towards landing zone 4, which again is back here at Vandenberg, just about 1,400 feet from where Falcon launched from in the first place. Wow, look at that shot. All Merlin engines firing right there, and we have such a great live shot of it.
Main engine cut off.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
Stage 1 boost back startup. Coming up next, we will see fairing deploy, and that's when the 2 fairing halves will separate and expose SphereX and Punch to the atmosphere of space. SpaceX will attempt, they will actually retrieve those fairings back downrange on Go Beyond once they get back to Earth.
Fairing separation confirmed.
There we hear fairing deployment confirmed, and what you see on the screen is the fairing separating and showing SphereX and Punch on their way to space. Stage 1 boost back shutdown.
There you see on your screen and heard that call out that the boost back burn is concluding on the first stage vehicle. That's the first of 3 burns that it needs to make its way back down to Earth. This is the 3rd flight for today's first stage, which previously supported 2 other launches, NROL 126 in November of 2024 and Transporter 12 just in January of this year. And you may have noticed some soot on the vehicle prior to launch. During the entry burn, which is coming up here in a couple minutes, Falcon 9 is decelerating by reigniting 3 of the 9 Merlin M1D engines. Now, this causes the vehicle to fly through Merlin's exhaust gases, or the plume, which deposits a layer of soot on the vehicle's surface, and that soot comes from the carbon-based fuel that Falcon 9 uses. With each flight, the soot builds up just a little bit more on the outside of the vehicle, giving Falcon 9 its distinctive reused look.
We're just so lucky to have these great views. Again, we have a split screen here. On the left side is the first stage, and you see those grid fins. They're guiding that first stage back to a trajectory here at Vandenberg Space Force Base. And then on the left hand, the right hand is GPS or satellites, things like that.
Yeah, it's going to
Stage
be
1 entry burn startup.
And there we heard the call for the first stage entry burn startup, looking for entry shutdown here in just a few seconds and getting ready for landing burn in just about a minute.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And there we have Jesse, confirmed engine shutdown for the entry burn. But back to what you were saying, Megan, about the science of the mission. I know Farah is sitting there looking. We are so happy that we got liftoff tonight. But you know, the most important thing about these two missions is exactly what you were talking about. Once we get them deployed, the science that they will have to be able to help us. Science is very important to us here on Earth. So we're looking forward to getting these deployed this evening.
We do have the landing burn coming up here in a few seconds. That'll be a single engine burn and the last burn that the vehicle needs to land.
Stage 1 landing burn.
There's that call out. Landing burn has begun. Let's watch as Falcon 9 touches down on landing zone 4E.
Stage 1 landing light deploy.
And such an awesome view of Falcon 9 touching down
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
on landing zone 4E, confirming the third landing for this booster.
We had applause here on the factory room floor. It's a fun place to see. You know, it would have been cool to see it at Vandenberg, but this was pretty cool, too.
Yeah, I was going to say I love the launches, but you know what? I love the way.
Expecting deployment here in just a few seconds.
SphereX separation confirmed.
And there we heard the call out, and now you can see that there on your screen. SphereX is drifting away from Falcon 9's second stage, confirming deployment.
Woohoo! It took everything in me not to talk over you and go, yay!
So exciting.
Are you kidding? Farah is at the hostess right now, jumping up and down.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, great live views. It's always nice to see. And again, this is a great opportunity for the spacecraft team to see it happen in real time. So now the spacecraft has a 3-minute pass over a ground station in Antarctica. You might have heard it mentioned a couple of times in the broadcast. Troll is what that ground station is called. And the team hopes to confirm an initial signal with the spacecraft.
Yeah, that initial signal will primarily be gathering engineering data for its health and status at this time. And once they confirm that and that it's ready to be operational, SphereX will then